All right, level 0 of foot rebuilding is just all about restoring mobility and trying to build the mind-body connection in our feet. Obviously, our feet have been turned off. They've been dormant for a long time because of shoes and because they are no longer challenged. We obviously have a lot of bones in there, a lot of muscles, and a lot of nerve endings that all need to be stimulated, then progressed to build strength so that they can absorb force. And then down the line, we'll train them to be fast. But for this mobility level, we're gonna do 4 quick exercises that you guys can honestly do at least once a day. These are going to be very challenging, but we need to build this motor control in our feet, specifically our toes first. So you can do this while you're sitting down. The first drill will just be pushing your toes straight into the ground as much as you can. And notice from this side view, instead of crunching your toes in like this, just pushing them straight into the ground like that can help you start to lift this arch. You'll feel that right in here. Again, I'm not trying to crunch. I'm just trying to push them straight into the ground, and you should feel some good activation through here. Hold it for 6 to 8 seconds. Try to build as much tension as you can, especially in this arch area. And you might have to keep correcting yourselves if your toes start to crunch in like this. I want them relatively straight while I work on this, especially the big toe. After 6 to 8 seconds, relax, do the other side, and then do 4 rounds of that. The second exercise will be trying to spread them laterally and then squeeze them in back laterally. And we're probably gonna have the tendency to try to lift them as we spread. Try to keep them relatively in contact with the ground and just work on that side to side, that lateral extension. So I wanna spread them, hold that spread for 5 seconds as much as I can. I'm always trying to challenge myself to extend that range of motion. And then what I wanna do is bring them back in and squeeze them together and hold that for 5 seconds. Now, as you can see, my big ass feet do not have a lot of range of motion, and this is why I need to continue doing these drills, especially if I want to progress and become more athletic down the road. So you spread for 5 seconds, you squeeze for 5 seconds, and then you repeat that 4 times, then go to the other foot. For the third exercise, we're gonna start with our feet and toes all the way dorsiflexed. I'm trying to curl my foot towards my shin as much as I can, and also my toes towards my shin as much as I can. I'm holding this for about 2 to 3 seconds, trying to get as much tension as possible, and then I'm slowly going to curl my toes in while keeping this foot dorsiflexed, and then slowly push this whole system out. Just like this, keeping the toes gripping as much as possible. You're gonna feel this a lot on the bottom of your foot, especially in this arch area. So I'm pulsing this like a wave. Basically, you start with the toes and then slowly extend everything. And at the end, there should be a lot of activation through my calf and through the bottom of my foot. Reset. Do this 5 to 8 times. Start slowly with the toes, then push it out. And honestly, eventually, just like everything else, we want to connect this to the entire chain, right? So I don't want this working without this, and I don't want my leg working without my core. So you can start with your heel off of the ground, then you crunch your toes, then you extend your leg, and keep all of this flexed and integrated with the core muscles. And then the fourth exercise will be the opposite of the third. So basically, I'm starting all the way plantar flexed with my toes crunched in. I'm keeping everything crunched. I'm slowly dorsiflexing my foot while keeping the toes crunched, and then I'm lifting and spreading the toes in this dorsiflexion. Then I reset, crunch the toes, slowly dorsiflex, lift and spread the toes. See how my leg is shaking right here, and I'm always trying to use this core as much as possible. Again, try to get a 2 to 3 second hold on each end, 5 to 8 reps, then you switch feet.